It's so very cold up here in the lighthouse, especially at ghostly hours such as this. With only a few weeks left in this wretched place, I can almost taste the freedom. It's unlike anything else. Maybe a normal breeze might make you shiver, but here, the cold bites with unbridled fangs. The wind glides along the malicious water. It gathers mountains of untouched anger hidden beneath the ocean. Finally, it rises up, spiraling around this singular spire until it's ready to strike and blast straight into the lighthouse. It rips flesh from bone with arctic teeth and feeds on the warmth which it obliterates. I hate the cold, but there's one thing I hate more. The people. Colder than ice are the lost souls that surround me. Look over there, for example. Look out and follow the light right into that little brown dot. That ship right there is the SS Conformity. While the crew sleep softly in their beds, they are all blissfully unaware of the tragedy which is about to befall them. And out here, only one thing can guide you. Only one thing can light the way. For eventually all will make their way to the lighthouse. Episode 1, The Nose of the Hour.
I reckon it's early midnight.
Midnight already?
Yes, my love.
But it's so deliciously warm here.
Hey,
So warm, so inviting.
babe, I have to go. It's the rules.
What rules?
You know, like no peeking at the wife before the wedding day.
Who cares about the rules?
I do.
Well, maybe some rules are meant to be broken. When you become captain, you're gonna have to break some rules too, you know.
Absolutely not. You know the captain
Here
of
we
this.
go again. My captain, oh captain.
Babe, for real though, the way he became captain was by putting in the hard work. Not cutting corners, doing things by the book, and that's how I want to do things too.
How do you know?
Hmm?
Like, do you actually know him? For as much as you seem to idolize him, do you actually know who he is? Every time you talk about him, you only ever call him Captain. I mean, I don't even think you know his name.
Helena, it's close to midnight. I have to go now.
All right, honey.
It's a terrible idea.
Not at all.
It's just too risky.
Wait. Joan, Captain, respectfully, I'm getting married tomorrow. If you called me here just to settle your argument, I'm going to bed.
No, we value your opinion.
See this route here, Tom? This long red line here? This is our charted course, tried and true. All of our ships have gone this way.
But see how long and arduous it all is? And our people, our families back home, they're starving. Now imagine instead we just cut this little corner here and we take this path instead. We would save, I don't know, 3-4 months on our trip.
You're cutting corners?
And and it's dangerous. We'll have to sail through this uncharted water, no marks for any snag rocks, no depth measurements. It's just not worth the risk.
And what do you think, Tom?
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Joan on this. Like, if this route has worked all this time, why change it?
For the recognition, Tom. 9 months ago when you joined my crew, you asked me to mentor you. Now you're just about to surpass me, and I thought you were ready. But it seems you can't get past your own fear. I'm just trying to teach you what you're going to learn anyways.
Fear? It's not fear, it's just bad navigation. We have no idea what this water looked like.
Yeah, nobody does. That means it's an opportunity. We can be the first. Imagine the headlines. Hidden trade route found by youngest ever captain. Revolutionizes seaward expansion. Your career would soar.
I'd give all that up if it meant saving the lives of my crew.
Then you don't know what it takes to be a captain.
Sir, I'm slated for a promotion when we dock.
Yeah, slated. Until then, you should try and learn from your superiors.
Captain.
See, that's why I'm the captain and you two are not. Do you really think I got to where I am through just hard work? It takes more than that, Tom. It takes the guts to do what nobody else will. Think of any other ship in the Armada. Is any other as legendary as the SS Conformity?
No, sir.
See what I mean? I wouldn't preach what hasn't worked. This is why I will go down in history. This is why my name will be remembered.
I guess, Captain. If you really think you know what you're doing.
Of course I do. Trust me on this.
I still think it's a terrible idea.
Well, it's not up to you now, is it? It's time for bed. You need to rest for your big day tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this glorious ceremony of matrimony between my dearest friend Tom and his beautiful wife Helena. Before we begin, I'd like to say just a few words. When we embarked on this journey, Tom started off as a mere midshipman, but now, the moment he steps on dry land, Tom will have officially completed 10 long-distance voyages, meeting the final requirement of promotion to the rank of captain. It will be very, very sad to see you leave my crew. However, as a parting wedding gift, I'd like to give you a little something. This is my personal time compass. Not only does it always point north, it also strikes a bell on the nose of every hour, which we should hear right about now.
Captain, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, because it's time for the ceremonies to begin. Helena, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you promise to love and cherish him in good times and only unto him, for so long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Tom, take this woman?
I do.
I have to finish the vow.
Whatever. I do.
You may now kiss the bride.
Hey, are you okay? I'm sorry about last night.
Don't worry about it. It's probably just pre-wedding hormones or something.
What? Okay, are you sure? You seem a bit off today.
No, sorry. It's not about that or our wedding. It was. I think you were right.
Oh, wait. Are you about to
I
break
don't
up
know
with
the
me?
captain at all.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Of course not. I love
Okay.
you.
Sorry, I totally misunderstood that. Well, hey, I think this will cheer you up. Here, I have a gift for you. It's kind of stupid. I took this photo of us on our very first date. I guess I always knew in the back of my mind that I'd give it back to you when we got married. And now it's finally happening.
My dear, how sweet you are, and how about this? When I finally get my promotion,
Which I'm very proud of you for.
thank you. When I finally get my promotion, I might have to be away for a while, so I'll put this photo right here in my new time compass. So every hour when it dings, I'll be reminded of you.
So they were right. You really are the sweetest.
Oh, hey, there's Joan. I'm gonna make my way over and talk to her real quick.
Okay, see you tonight.
Oh, hey, Joan. I was wondering.
Oh my god, Snag Rocks, dead ahead!
What? Baby, where are you? Helena!
I told him this was a bad idea. Tom, listen to me. Tom, focus! Help me. You know the first steps in capsizing procedure. We need to secure our cargo. If we get stranded out here, we're going to need all the food we can until rescue comes. Tom, help me now before all this sinks.
Joan, I know what you're doing is right, but right now I need to find my wife.
We don't have time for this.
Helena? Are you in here? Helena, baby! Are you in our cabin? Hey!
As Tom's body falls deeper into the ocean, so too does his sense of self. If everything you know and love were stripped away, what lengths would you go to for survival? For those of you just joining us, we're currently listening to The Lighthouse on KSFS Radio. We air Tuesdays from 11 to 12. You can learn more on our website, lighthousefm.weebly.com, or visit our Instagram at light.house.radio. Again, that's lighthousefm.weebly.com or our Instagram at light.house.radio. Touching back with the SS Conformity, during his wedding afterparty, Tom's life is turned upside down by the boat capsizing. During the chaos, while frantically searching for his wife, he is knocked out and plunged into the ocean. The further Tom sinks, the colder and deeper blue it gets. The smothering ocean embraces his body, dragging him into the depths. Each icy tendril surrounds his spine, cutting off the nerves from limbs to limb, until finally he blinks one last time. To stay warm, his soul must travel within his mind, abandoning his body for good. Trapped within his sinking brain, like the last breath of a candle burning out, Tom is unable to feel a hand pulling on the tips of his fingers, which shuttle his frozen body to the surface of that gluttonous ocean.
Where am I?
You're safe.
What the hell happened?
Everything is okay.
Where is my wife?
She's with the crew.
Oh, with the crew. Thanks. That's so helpful. Where the hell are we?
Tom, firstly, just calm down. I'll explain everything.
Is she safe?
Yes, she's all right.
Okay. Okay. Good. Tell me what happened.
The black-taloned rock pierced my beloved ship. It sliced through plank and nail with ease, splintering both wood and iron as if they were the same. I sat in a boat not so different than the one we sit in now, and watched as my love drowned. For the ocean does not take kindly for those who intrude. It was then that I knew what I had to do. It was then I truly knew pain.
Dude, what's with all the theatrics? Just cut to the chase.
I'll tell it how I see fit.
Fine. Let's hurry up.
I dove into the wreckage. I grabbed the essentials, my chest full of food, my coats to stay warm, and my feather-plumed hat.
Oh yeah, fashion. The essentials.
And just as I dove back into the water, I noticed something, an insignificant speck down below. That speck was you.
Thanks.
I dove down into the depths, pushing myself further than I ever had before. Just as I thought I could not make it, my fingers grasped, and I pulled you to the surface into my great ship as we sailed off into the unknown.
Oh, your ship, huh? This right here. This is a rowboat.
Hey, you asked me to tell my story. Let me tell it my way. As I sailed off, all the women of the ship waved at me. Goodbye, our handsome captain, they all yelled in unison.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. So let me get this straight. You thought it would be a good idea to just sail away from our crew out into the middle of nowhere. How are we ever going to get back to them?
Here, take the oars. I know how to get back to the crew, but first we need to get away from them.
You're supposed to be some strategic expert, captain of the SS Conformity or whatever. So how is sailing away from them going to get us any closer? This isn't Wonderland.
I told you, Tom. Guts to do what nobody else will. That's why I'm the captain. Our crew can survive with anything salvaged from the cargo on board. We could stay and survive with them, but eventually the food will run out. If we don't sail off and find rescue, then we will all die there. It's a calculated risk, but I'm giving us a chance.
Well, I calculate that we better start rowing again. That storm seems to be heading straight for us.
Right you are, son.
Don't call me that. And I don't even know which way to row.
We should be near enough to an island. Let's head due north. Do you have the time compass?
Yes.
Then row, son.
Don't call me that.
Is it instinct or cunning when a spider sows its trap? I suppose it might depend on the spider. Tom and Captain row for 2 days and 2 nights, with each stroke of the water, the spider salivates with more anticipation.
You know, Captain, I realize in all the time that we've been together at sea, I've never actually asked your name. I've only ever called you Captain. I don't actually know your name.
Well, how about this? I'll tell you my name when we get to land. It can be your little motivation to keep rowing.
I think getting out of this rowboat is motivation enough.
Well, you would be surprised. Hey, this can be another lesson before you become a captain. Let me explain.
No. Just explain it normally.
Okay, fine. So most people think a finish line is all you need to keep going, right? But if that's all that motivates you, then when some complication changes that finish line, you're gonna inevitably give up. It's not strong enough. I believe you need a core motivation instead. You need an inner drive to do anything it takes to make it. Anything, no matter what. That internal motivation is what separates weak men from the strong.
And you really think knowing your name is a strong enough motivator?
Well, no. But saving your wife is. Keep rowing.
Jesus Christ.
You get used to it eventually.
That storm is gaining on us.
We'll make it in time, son. I know we will.
Stop calling me that.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on with the time compass? Now look, it's like spinning all which ways.
So which way is north?
I don't know. It's all scrambled now.
This has never happened to me before. Maybe we've discovered somewhere new.
Yeah, maybe. What do you mean somewhere?
Huh?
You said maybe we discovered somewhere new.
Well, I'm sure you misheard me. I
Oh,
probably
no,
said
no. You didn't, did you?
I have absolutely...
We're not on the main course, are we? You switched our trajectory the night of my wedding. We're out in the uncharted waters.
Well, maybe I did, but you signed off on it.
No, I did not.
Well, at least you agreed with it.
Well, I didn't think you would change the course that quickly. How do you even know if there are any islands nearby?
Well, we're bound to find something. Remember what I said? Anything to make it.
You told me we were close to an island.
It was a calculated risk. And actually, I said we should be close to an island. Not that I knew for sure.
What about our rations? We have been eating for the last 3 days as if this would only be a 3-day trip. How much do we even have left?
Let me take a look. 1 apple.
One apple? What about the rest?
The rest is all moldy.
You stupid idiot!
Hey, it is a crime to insult a higher ranking officer.
Higher ranking? You're gonna pull that card now. Are you really still clinging to the books out here? Don't you get it? There are no ranks anymore. We are stranded. It's each of us fighting for our lives. We are both equals now.
No, you are slated to be a captain when we dock. You haven't stepped foot on dry land, so for the time being, I outrank you.
Well then, give me the last apple.
No, I'm the captain, so I eat before the crew.
There is no crew anymore. We are stranded in a boat. Give me the apple.
No, son.
Don't call me that.
Whoa there. Hey now.
I have
Take
been
it
rowing
easy.
for 3 days straight, and you have not offered to row even once. My wife is stranded on a rock in the middle of nowhere because of you, and we are lost. I am hungry. Give me the apple.
You wouldn't dare strike me.
Oh yeah?
You'd never be promoted when they find out.
But how would they find out? Maybe. Boat tipped while we were finding land. Maybe you just weren't man enough to make it. Think of the headlines. Youngest ever captain loses his legendary mentor in tragic boat accident and takes his place in command of the SS Conformity. That would set my career soaring as well.
Tom, just put the blade down. We can work this out.
The apple.
Tom.
Apple.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you.
Do it then.
Only if you row the rest of the way. Tom, come on. Are you really going to kill me over this? We're supposed to be working together here.
You're not worth my blade.
So, does this mean you'll row the rest of the way?
Sit. We better get going before the storm hits.
For those of you just joining us, you're currently listening to The Lighthouse on KSFS Radio. We air Tuesdays from 11 to 12. That's Tuesdays from 11 to 12. You can learn more on our website, lighthousefm.weebly.com. That's lighthousefm.weebly.com. Or visit our Instagram at light.house.radio. Again, that's lighthousefm.weebly.com or Instagram at light.house.radio. We return to Tom and the captain stranded in a rowboat, seeking an island for safety, and ultimately to rescue the rest of their stranded crew. As the hours pass, their friendships weigh heavy and bend like a twig. The further they sail from the SS Conformity, the more the laughter dies, and the nights set in. Eventually, the storm catches up to them. And the rain which now drenches them cannot quench their inner thirsts. The last day they will ever see fades. They are too tired to go on and must rest for the night.
Captain! I think it's time to call it!
No, we can't give up now. We must be so close.
It could be anywhere. It could not even be out there at all.
No, don't say that. Once you give up, you're done for.
I'm not giving up, but I can't keep going. We need to rest. Let's take shelter under your coat for the night until this storm passes.
The coat tent is constructed by anxiously held candlelight. Through some cruel godly joke, or just sheer dumb luck, how that candle weathered this storm I do not know.
You know, you don't have to sleep with your hat on.
A captain never takes his hat off before those who rank below him.
A man's pride is more dangerous than any blade, especially the blade of a prideful man.
Captain, I sleep light, you know.
So do I.
So if you even think about stealing my blade in the middle of the night, I'll hear it, and I'll know.
Tom, you know I would never do such a thing.
But you did think of it. Good night, Captain.
The captain may think he is hidden in the dark, but my lighthouse illuminates him brightly. Perhaps his clouded vision betrayed him and tempted him to tempt fate. Under the cover of darkness, the captain slinks from his bed. He slithers across the rowboat and hovers over the sleeping Tom. A glimmer catches his eye. On the far edge of the boat, the lighthouse reflects off the silver blade and into the captain's retina. His hand hovers out above Tom's body, just a little further. His sweaty palms outstretched barely not long enough to reach the blade. At the edge of the abyss, the captain is offered one final chance to turn back. The eternal lighthouse eye watches him greatly. In this singular moment, he is judged as to what type of man he really is. The light radiates down his spine, his body clammy and hot, roasting from the illumination. But in that singular instant, the giant candle which keeps this flame alive flickered, and the lighthouse blinked. In that moment, without judgment, he decided who he wanted to be. The captain lunged forward at the blade, but tripped over the large feather of his hat, falling straight into the bow of the rowboat. The blade ricochets down into the hole, sitting perfectly evenly, right between Tom and the captain. As if the gods wanted to see his mistake more clearly, the hungry winds ripped off their makeshift tent, exposing him to the full fury of the rain.
Captain,
Tom,
you seem to be at some predicament here.
I guess you don't sleep that lately.
It worked out all the same.
They face each other like a primordial standoff, both eyeing the central blade.
Look at us, both eyeing each other down like wild animals, analyzing each other's twitches and muscle spasms. Who will make the first move? At what precise moment is it safe enough to lunge for that silver salvation?
I suppose there's no way I could convince you to stand down?
Only if I could take the blade with me.
Well, here we are then.
How about I cut you a deal?
Shoot.
It's almost midnight, right?
Seems like it.
And my time compass, like you said, it dings on the nose of every hour.
Yeah, exactly on the nose.
So instead of standing here, eyeing each other up and down, treating each other like sacks of meat, let's make this honorable. Let's make the bell from the compass be the signal. Neither of us will move until the ding, and whatever happens, happen. Deal?
Do I even have a choice?
Not really.
Well then, I guess you have a deal.
No moving. Just sit tight and wait.
Is this really it?
Seems like it. I honestly thought this storm would take us out more than anything else.
Tom, I don't want to die.
Neither do I. But like I said, what choice do we have, Captain? We already used all our choices and they led us
But
right
I have
here.
a family back home. They're waiting for me.
I have a wife.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
What's done is done. You have an equal shot. So do I.
Well, why don't you just take the blade then and throw it in the water? We could be done with this outright. We don't have to fight.
But I could never trust you again. And when we're stranded out here, truth is everything. How do I know you won't strangle me in my sleep the next night or the night after that? You really leave me no choice. Just sit and wait for the day.
It's funny. Nobody ever used to like that phrase.
What are you talking about?
The nose of the hour. You used it just now. I said it at your wedding too, but really nobody understands it. And then here we are, at the end of everything, and finally someone is using it properly.
What does it actually mean?
Well, it kind of means nothing. That's the point. It's supposed to be used when everything has gone to hell and back. When you know the worst is upon you. That's the nose of the hour. And after all you've been through, you describe it with something as stupid as a nose. It's like a spark, a little bit of joy to keep you going. And to me, I guess maybe that's the real strongest motivation.
Stupid.
I know. But maybe I was right to put it in your best man speech.
Do you think in another life we could have been friends?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I really understood the nose of the hour either. At least until just now.
Not until the nose of the hour.
Yes, exactly.
Talking won't make any of this easier.
I know. But what else can we do?
We wait. We listen.
What the hell is that? It looks like a lighthouse.
Turn around. Slowly.
Oh no, that's cheating. You said we would be honorable about this, Tom. The compass hasn't dinged.
Sit.
But the lighthouse, it's so close. Please, we don't have to fight. We can make it to land and part ways. We never have to see each other again.
Yes, but you betrayed me. You want to talk about honor. Well, now you sit here begging for life when you don't even have the honor to respect mine.
Tom, we can work this out.
No. No more. This ends here. This ends here and now, Captain.
Wait, You need me alive!
Why? What could you possibly say that would save you?
I'm the only one who can save your wife.
What?
When you fell out of your cabin, you were knocked out. You woke up on this rowboat. You have no idea which direction we came from. If you kill me here, you won't be able to guide a rescue ship back to our crew, back to your wife. You need me alive.
How did you know I was in my cabin?
What?
You said I fell out of my cabin, but earlier you said you found my body in the water. So how did you know I was in my room when I was knocked out?
Tom, okay, just...
No.
listen.
You knew, didn't you? You planned this from the start. Hell, was the ship crashing part of this too? How far back does this go?
Tom, now I know you're upset.
Speak.
Tom?
Speak now or never again.
Okay. I was going to blame it on you. The ship crashing.
You crashed your own ship.
No, that wasn't on purpose. But I realized if a rescue came, they would discover that I redirected us into uncharted waters. This whole thing would be on me. So I decided instead to pin it on you. I forged your signature on the change of course order and put it with the food so it would survive the crash. See? I told you signed it. I had everything set up to make it your fault. All I needed was to take you with me so you wouldn't tell anyone about the changed course. I needed a contingency in case something like this happened. So I found your wife.
What did you do to Helena?
She is fine. I just knocked her out. I put her in a place where Joan would find her. Then I waited in your room. I knew you'd check there for her. Then I pounced.
You filth! What about Joan? She knows I didn't sign off.
All she saw was you agreeing with me before she walked out. I could easily explain you signed the documents after she left. Perhaps I changed my mind and tried to stop you. But you went behind my back or something and changed our course anyways. I could spin it any which way. But none of that matters anymore, right? I'm changed, I promise. I'll testify for you. I'll tell them everything I've done, I swear.
But don't you see?
Tom,
just you
listen
living
to
is a
me.
threat. You can always pin it on me. Always. Once you're safe on dry land, if you change your mind, then I would never become a captain. I would lose everything I have ever worked towards. It's not just a choice between my rage, it's a choice between my wife and my rank.
Don't let your anger outweigh saving your wife.
I think you're right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for finally seeing reason.
Right about being a captain. You have to have the guts to do what nobody else will.
Tom, think about your wife.
You said it yourself. Anything to make it. Anything, no matter what. That is what separates the weak men from the strong.
Tom, come close.
Yes, sir.
When you reach land, tell them to remember me. Tell them my name. Tell them my name is...
Goodbye, Captain.
The lighthouse eye shines solely on Tom now, as he drifts towards the light. His eyes, sitting on the edge of the boat like a ferryman, pressed up against the fog, he can feel the shiny lighthouse beams waiting for him just on the other side. As he presses through the final patch of fog, he stops. The end of the boat bumps into my white and red lighthouse. Wearily, he steps forward, the fog so heavy he cannot see his outstretched hand right before him. Unsure to his safety, The boat creaks with each step. A tingling fills his body, getting closer and closer and closer. An electrocution found only in prison cells urges and sparks fly down his spine. The tips of his fingers contact the stone-cold metal. He leans forward, his full palm embracing the shining surface, and still, blinded by fog, he pulls one leg from out of his coffin-shaped boat. After a definitive breath, he steps forward, putting all his weight on the solid ground. With that, he had done it. He completed his last necessary journey. He has become a captain. The lighthouse light from above shifts to shine directly down on him now. An ever-present beam beating on him, pummeling and pummeling. The light attempts to squash him like a bug, but he just won't go. His smug, victorious face looks up in defiance. A bold move in the face of a god. And so he is forced to melt. Melt like the ground beneath him, which stretches and contorts as his foot sinks deeper and deeper into the earth which he so confidently stepped. This was no solid ground. He was so sure that his triumph was successful, he didn't even think to check if it was true. For instead of stepping out of his boat onto dry land, he stepped directly into the water. In fact, there is no land at all which surrounds my lighthouse. It is just a one solitary pole sticking out of the empty, hungry sea, and down, down, down it goes to the bottom bedrock of the earth, an ever-present monolith and reminder of the mortality of men. Panicked, he grasped the curved metal surface. Panicked, he grasps. How do you say grasps? Grasps. Panicked, he grasps the curved metal surface, holding on with all his might. The heavy rain condensates on the spiraling red and white sides, dripping down his fingertips, lubricating his grasp, causing him to slip further and further below. Soon, he is up to his neck in water, which slowly crosses his blood-soaked lips. The very corner of his eyes sing as the salt water fills his sockets and he submerges down. And finally, all that's left is the tip of his nose, held high in his final hour. But that too also fades. He fully descends below the waterline and looks up, begging, towards the light. Coincidentally, right above him, and illuminated by the lighthouse, the time compass floats by. Its hinges must have broken in the shuffle as it swings wide open and spreads its wings. This exposes its circuitry to the rain, it too dying. With a deep breath, the compass fills its lungs with water, preparing to accompany Tom down to the bottom of the ocean. But just before it goes, a singular bubble escapes. As Tom and the compass drift down, something rides that bubble to the top, and a single Polaroid picture of Tom and Helena now rests on the surface of the water. Thank you for listening to episode 1 of The Lighthouse. Tune in the week after next for episode 2.